song from Spirit. Get a piece of wall art that looks so good on the wall, people that see can also hear it, hear it, hear it. Only at Spirit. Hey there!
Hey there!
Hey there! Are you tired of looking at that blank space on the wall? If so, go to Spirit and get you some nice pictures to H. You can get them for yourself or the office. Spirit. You can have a family meeting, but overall, great gifts that'll last years and years.
Lights up the room.
Spirit. Every day you can mix it like water, and having class is your sport. You'll have a classy side. Spirit. Choose from our selection to get the most uncool wallet for an opening season discount now. So you have that classy style. Choose from our selection to get the most uncool wallet for an opening season discount now. Oh yeah, get them the music right after what you play. Hey there. Are you tired of looking at that blank space on the wall? If so, go to
Let's get a thing for my bitch when I'm laying down. Bass and a thing for my. Yes, come at me, come at me, come at me, come inside me. Straight up shooting threes. Straight up shooting threes. Yes, come in, straight up shooting threes. Come shooting threes. Come in me. Come shooting threes. Come in. I'ma try to be quiet. Let's try to be quiet. I promise someone to be quiet. I know where we can hide it. We don't need a mattress. Just put the panties down like this. Hit you from the back the fastest. I don't even wanna stack. I just want you to call me back or I'ma be mad. Maybe even sad. Yeah, maybe a little sad. I'ma try to be quiet. Ooh, let's try to be quiet. I'ma try to be quiet. Ooh, let's try to be quiet. Let's be quiet. Ooh, yeah, let's be quiet. I'ma try to be quiet. Try to be quiet. Let's try to be quiet. Yeah. My boat just got roll. He paid for the hair, put the nails and toes. My boat just got roll. He paid for the hair, put the nails and toes. I'm trying to be quiet, what? You making me a liar. Ooh, you brought me some heart, oh, I knew you was more. Ooh, wow. You making things hard, these nipples hard. I knew you wanted to get a nut off. Now I'm taking charge, now do it this hard. Baby, just hold your breath, don't make it come out yet. I ain't even got my breath out yet. This might be the best now yet. Let's do a 3B triple threat. I'm trying to be quiet. Let's try to be quiet. I'm trying to be quiet. Let's try to be quiet. Let's be quiet. Let's be quiet. I'ma try to be quiet. Let's try to be quiet. Let's try to be quiet. Yeah. My boat just got roll. He paid for the hair, but the nails and toes. My boat just got roll. He paid for the hair, but the nails and toes. Come come at me, shoot a three. Don't need a bet, just put a thing out, start getting hit. If it's really love, I'ma let you bang the rest out. If you really thug, then you already choosing who can come in my mouth. No, you don't have to pay me now. I'm still trying to figure some things out. If you don't call me back, I might send shooters to blow your brains out. Broke men get treated like they dead, it's too many zombies out there. You just be quiet and do what I said. Bustin' her real quick, we can do it from here. My boat just got rolled. He paid for the hair, cause the nails and toes. My boat just got rolled. He paid for the hair, cause the nails and toes. Come with me, come with me, come with me. Come with me, baby. Come in, come in, come in, come in, yeah. Come in, come in, come with me. Come with me, love me. Come with me, love me. Come with me, come girl, I made my own boot, just got rolled. Brody back for the hair, pussy, nails and toes. Come with me, come with me, come with me. Come with me, come with me. Come back, come with me, come with me, come with me. Come beside me. I'ma try to be, I'ma try to be. Come at me. Let's be quiet. I'ma try to be quiet. 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 My boat just got rolled. He paid for the hair, but the nails and toes.
What's good? What's good? What's good, man? Sorry for the long intro, but all praise to the Creator. Thank you, Holy Father, for another day. Look, we out here today, man. Are silver-haired people aliens? We might find out something. We might find out some. Let's get right to it. Yeah. So this is a mixed bag of a bill. It got so many different things going on in this slideshow presentation that I really had a tough time picking the damn title for it. But we're gonna get to it. So we definitely got, members of the human race of various types with big noses. And so Red Squid X teaches that big noses are a reptilian trait. Big noses is a reptilian trait. If you see people with a big nose, they most likely come from a rich Aboriginal American family. You know what I mean? Some type of bloodline. This is a good example. You know what I'm saying? Look at this guy. Damn, he got that shit bright. So he got a schnauzer, boy. He got a schnauzer, boy. So you know what I'm saying? Them noses, man. Who else got nose, man? What's the name? What's the dude that said, "I know you fucking lying"? And Mojo Brooks. Mojo Brooks. You got him a schnauzer. Like, wowzer. Damn, look, that is a class A reptilian nose. I just want y'all to know that this is exclusive Red Squid X teachings that I found looking at ancient artifacts. Let's get a closer look, shall we? What a glorious example of a reptilian in our modern day. And so, you know, people been blaming white people for being the devil and being reptilian shapeshifters and all that shit for so long, but you know, we can share the blame around the board and find people that is literally connected to those ancient Anunnaki reptilian dragon bloodlines. And let me tell you, so much time has passed that you got all type of distant cousins. There's so much population that grew from them families that you could see the traits in people that you don't consider to be that. But you know what I mean? Look, he's an alligator. Look at that nose. That ain't got nothing to do with Africa. You see? Like, you know how they say that African Americans is from Africa. So we supposed to believe that this nose and them eyes is from Africa. That's Aboriginal Americans situation right there. Straight dragon bloodline, son. I'm just saying, the more people know, the more they wake up to things. You know what I'm saying? And so here we got the evidence. See, that's a big nose. We can't really see it that well, but you can tell that it's a big nose on there. And then look at that. They really went overboard. They put that big old whopper on that bitch. And so these reptilian bloodlines is the rulership that people so talk about all the time. But you notice that a lot of demographics from Europe, they think that it's them. So they're not doing the research. They're just hoping that, I don't know what they're thinking. But I did the research, man. We did the research. Research. And so in this pictorial visual aided research, I brought up 3 examples of people of color doing well for themselves, right? And so what she got? What the hell does she? Oh my Lord. See, they be lying about these pictures. They be lying. You don't never know what these pictures really is. They change the content. You know what I'm saying? Look, she holding written paper with words on it. And then she got what looked like a crown of thorns. So that's a Jesus artifact. Interesting, very interesting. But you see, that's good clothes right there. That's not butt ass naked with a damn thong on running in the bushes. And so if people was in Europe was so racist, why would they even stand for some shit like this? If Europe was ran by racist white supremacists, then what would be the point of having a place like this with all them jewels? See, these are jewels. These are jewels. What they did was they took the wealth out of the people's hands and they put it into statues and clothes. So now, to protect the city's wealth, they basically invested in churches or whatever places, buildings where these statues was at. And now look, this are all the diamonds, rubies, and emeralds are. All the gold, all the silver was broken down, melted down to be put into easier, movable, hideable formats. And so now it look like shit. They done hoarded that, and then they needed to go to America to get more, because that's where the gold cities was at. Now look at this Egyptian joint. They already had gold. They had gold back then. So you're talking 7,000 years ago, they was wearing gold jewelry. How the hell do you even do that? You got to come up with a smelting technique. You got to come up with the means to find the gold. You got to come up with the means to heat the gold up, to melt it. Silver, these things got different melting points and stuff, and you got to mine the gold. So you need a whole crew of people to help you get it, and then to do something with it, and then the artisans to form and format the gold. And so when you look at her nose, that's a big nose. That's an abnormal big nose. Look at her eye. How you got a big old eye like that? How you got a big old eye like that? That's a reptilian eye. Look at that nose. That's a reptilian nose. So even though I got this presentation out with y'all, we're going into the reptile nose part of the situation. So that for those that didn't even understand or get it yet, that y'all could catch up somehow. Dang, Black Dragon. So check it out. This is the nose that lady got in that picture. Let's put them side by side. Proof. Five. Somebody play the five jump. Five. Reptile wings. Look at that. Screenshot that shit. Put my logo on there. Create a logo for me. Put it on there. Send it to me, man. You win a prize. I mean, y'all make the slides now, man. Five. I need that 5 button. Every time, bitch. 5. Let me put y'all on how to go get that. We go to for work. Business related. Yeah. Let's go. They need to do the sound effects. Come on, StreamYard. Y'all need to do the sound effects. All right. Oh, they got sounds? Hold on. Oh. I forgot I had that on there. Ah. Ah. Hey, yo. Let's go. So that means I gotta let's go back. Let's go to my Mojo Brooks funny though, man. Mojo Brooks definitely hilarious, man. I think people just need to get in touch with they self, man. Like you part of insects and shit, man. Trees, insects. Where the fuck is the part at where I had pulled that up? There it is. Oh, bitch. That shit wouldn't even. That shit wouldn't even pause, man. Let's go. Yeah. What about that? What about that? You know what I'm saying? Reptilian nose. Let's get more proof because there are people out there, they might not be believing it. You might not believe it, but I believe it. I want to take and repeat it. There you go. Big nose reptilians. I thought y'all was real. I thought they thought they were real then. Hold on, let's make this go. Yeah. All right, we get the picture, and then we're gonna go over here and get it. We got a new way to do this shit now. We upgrading. They thought they was real, damn. So just, you know what the beauty of this is that I could go, like, you take a picture of Bong, and then you take a fake picture of Bong, and then look, go over here and just get it. Oh my gosh. Relax. All right. I rebuke the devil and rebuke. I rebuke the devil, rebuke. And then we get that, and then we get this one. We get this one too while we here, man. It's like a 2-for-1 on the big nose reptilian. I don't think I'll take this shit serious. I can tell how you treat me. But nah, that's cool. Damn, what the fuck? Oh yeah, I just closed the picture out. All right, cool. So do we need any more proof that big noses is with the reptiles? Let's see if we got some more proof. As a matter of fact, we are going to make some out of that. But we don't have to do it now. Here you go. So this is, look, reptilian with the big nose. Big nose reptilians. Yeah. All right. And so that's confirmation enough, right? If a person don't agree with that, they just trying to argue. They're just trying to argue with somebody. God damn. God damn. Look, teeth sharp in a bitch too. Yo, reptile. Reptile bloodline. For sure, man. Like, without a doubt, man. Like, we can rest on that. That's easy, right? Let's go back to the bill. Let's get back to the bill. And so all right, so we got the big nose reptilians. Reptilian bloodline. Okay. All right, so concept of a cross. All right, just remember this shape. The concept of a crown, I mean. Just remember this shape on the crown. Look at it. Because, hold on, let's look. We can't tell. It's not on there. So, yeah, like I said, so here go 3, like, I don't know, places and errors in the world. That's might be Africa. Wait, yeah, Africa, and Europe. Yeah, close enough. Europe, Yoruba. So here go Europe, America in the middle, and just Tibetan on the bottom right. So this would be considered called the cosmic Buddha. Just like whenever you see a black person in the Renaissance medieval eras, they say that's Maurice. Maurice is a Moor, and it's like a generalization. It's like calling white women Karen or some shit, I guess. I don't, right? Because they don't know who this guy is. There's no name to put to him But we do know that whatever they went through to like make this outfit or to paint this shit, they did that. And shit, look, he got a little white child, little Justin Bieber, right? He got a little Justin. He got a little Usher. See, this back in the day, where they ain't had no law to hide from, and it was pretty much culture and shit. It was like it came with the territory. Like this man, he moved like a celebrity would. Like all the like top things you hear celebrities able to do, that's what royalty used to be able to do before it became like people saying the celebrities. It was the elites, the ones that was closest to the people with UFOs. They had the most power, and they was the ones that had like a culture written in their statuses that today we would say is like it's something that the uber rich do. So see the white man back here, he musky and shit. Look, he a redhead, he an Aryan, pale, and he's looking at this other white tone man, and he is like, that's the bodyguard. He the mixed breed. He the black haired Arab or the middle Mediterranean, the Drakes, the little mixed breeds, right? And so look, these white people looking like, who the fuck is that? They was tired of a black king over white people, essentially. And so they was basically like, look, we want to see our own white people wear crowns and shit. It was a whole thing. So the point here is that just you see that let's establish the order properly, right? That way we could better understand what's going on. And so this is from Greece, or Mycenae. This is from like back in the days in the Mediterranean. So this is going to be my symbol for Mediterranean anything, because they ain't even hesitate but to put the black color. And so that's enough for me. And so when you look at Egypt, which is across the Mediterranean, we already know what time it is. They go that red, black, and gold. And so here go a depiction for Americans in America. And they got an alligator there. And do you know that they were saying they had made it where they was feeding black babies to alligators and down in the Florida? They called them alligator bait. And they made postcards in the United States where they had showed the babies being bitten on by the alligators. And it was like a postcard from Florida and shit type shit. So notice how they got a woman being the queen or the ruler of this land, and they're not even acknowledging Khalifa. Like when you look up Queen Khalifa, you're not going to see her, but you'll see her as an image that was drawn. And so, you know what I mean? The woman was the ruler in the most archaic, primordial, ancient times and places. It's oh shit. And so, excuse me, but and so that's why you see these women in those ancient artifacts. And so black people in general, right, have been, well, it's before it was black people, like it was black people, it was like the rulers themselves had chosen icons or permitted icons to be chosen of them. So so here it is where you have 3 different images, 2 different places, 3 different times. You see how the black woman is associated with that reptilian. I mean, that crocodile is because the Hawaiian queen is a goddess. The Hawaiian goddess that was ruling over them people, they said she could shapeshift into a giant lizard and other things. And so she's a reptilian shapeshifter. And when you see these images of the alligator, it's representing the matriarch. So this imagery had continued into what we call from older times into look how it is now, where it's a cryptic code. It's a cryptic code. She got the white bandana, red lips, dark skin. She might, I don't know if this is a real person that they characterized over, but it's like, it's a cryptic code because they're not saying the exact same thing, but they're showing the same thing. But they're saying something like, they don't want people to know that's the serpent, the worm. That's the it's a code symbol for occultics. I don't know what it is. But I know that they show America as a woman a lot, a black woman at that. Like they believe in Queen Khalifa, but when you look up Queen Khalifa, you only find 3 regular images for her, and there's only and all of them is modern. All of them is like this century. You know what I'm saying? Like within the last 20 years, they made them because of the story. But you see these older pictures from the 18 and 1700s where they got these images where, look, the black woman is the queen of the land of all the people. And look, that's just like Japanese. The Japanese show they rays of the sun like that. And so that's proving the land of the rising sun. So they're trying to mess with the direction because they're saying that then she on the East Coast. But Queen Khalifa is a California. So I don't know, man. But here go the Mayans. The Mayan, the dark skin, right? The older, see, they don't took the blue eye out, but the blue eye is in the older image of this. Why would they do that? Why would they take the blue eye out? That's interesting. It's brighter than the original photo. So that might be why. Either way, red lips, blonde hair. You see, we talking about the same people, right? America. She's supposed to be an African brought from Africa, descendant of African brought from Africa. But this is an American, right? Aboriginal American, possibly with the mojo nose, perhaps. Ruling shit with the Anunnaki joint. So there it is. That's the Anunnaki. And what is the Anunnaki? The Anunnaki is the reptilian bloodlines. And so that right there would say that these people is still in rulership to this day, and they Black Aboriginal Americans that could be brown by now. That is behind the world's occultic industry. That's ran by Disney now and no longer ran by the Moors in their own terms, that is. Look, an emblem of America, 1801. Look at that. A dark-skinned woman, like she don't look like no type of Chinese or Native American. So They bluffing. And so here go the Mayans, Aztecs, and them. Look, there's a total difference in that right there. Like that. See, this is the shit they forgot to burn. Didn't Cortez and Vasquez and all them, then they burned down the Mayan artwork, the codexes. Computer. Was the Mayan codexes an artwork of ancient times burned down? If so, by who?
Yep, the Maya codices were indeed burned, and it's one of history's most devastating cultural losses. Spanish Catholic priests destroyed most of these precious books in the 16th century, with Bishop Diego de Landa ordering a mass burning in July 1562 in the town of Mani, Yucatan. De Landa wrote that they found a large number of books, but burned them all because they contained what he saw as superstition and lies of the devil. Only 4 codices survived this systematic destruction. Quite the tragedy, considering these books contained 800 years of Maya history, astronomy, and knowledge.
Wow. Books.
Right. The Maya codices were incredible works of art and knowledge. Speaking of literary treasures, there's actually a whole universe of fantasy literature out there, like the world
Computer,
of
stop.
Warcraft.
So that's what we should be. That's the highlight, is the fact that they done destroyed 1,000 years worth of information that was looking like this. And then they get over here and said Native Americans was here the whole time. That's the lie. Look, he got that nose. He got that reptilian nose. 1,000 years worth of information burnt up. No wonder this guy got this man by the neck, by the hair. They ops. They at war with each other. And they burned up 1,000 years worth of information. What the hell? We don't even know what that's like. They had all type of data. A lot of that data was looking like this. And so what she said, that he said that they were lies and they were superstitious and lies of the devil and shit. Like they didn't want to read that shit and find out where they really came from. So they hid it. And they destroyed it. That's so wild to me. That look at them buildings in the back. Look at the buildings in the back though, son. So people was walking around. That's like people walking around naked. That's people when they walking around with, like, they so rich that they just wearing some fancy shit. It looked like they walking around looking like this. They just got their feathers on. They got the suit and all that in the closet at home. 1,000 years of information in places like that. They burned it down and took it over. So really, we should be looking at ancient Tartarian buildings found in Mexico. I wonder if there's a channel that got it already. Sunshine, peace, queen. What's up with you? Yeah, so let's go see. Ancient Tartarian buildings in Mexico. What's this guy? And that's that Bonacci. I ain't gonna listen to Bonacci. Let's look at Tartarian buildings in Mexico. 42 minutes, 42 seconds. Thank the Lord. That's the name of this channel. So this is exactly what we want. That's pretty elaborate. That's pretty elaborate. That's pretty elaborate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's an 8-point star, y'all. That's a pyramid. That is a pyramid. The 8-point star is a pyramid, y'all. But it's just a flat. No, I'm talking about the ground. It's a shape. It's a symbol of a pyramid. But look at all them buildings in Mexico, huh? That's what we just looked at. 1930. 1930. Damn, they was just building shit up. But no, I seen some shit in Brazil. Oh wow, what's that? The Palacio Nacional Zocalo. Dang. Oh, yo went back to 1917. He got the same pictures. Shit look like a wall. The fuck? That look like a wall and it's a whole bunch of ruins in the background. I don't know if y'all can see that. 1916. Oh, wait, get the fuck out of here. What? Oh, shit. Yo is smart with this shit. It's going back in time. So 1930 to 1932. Oh, wait. Oh, yo said 1932. It wasn't shit out there. Okay, never mind. 1930, 1930, 1923, 1922. They had the cars and shit in Mexico. 1919, they had the little carts with the wheels on them. They had the trolleys. 1919, 1917, 1916. Proclamation $5,000 reward for Francisco Pancho Villa. Also 1,000 reward for arrest of Caldero Cervantes, Pablo Lopez, Francisco Beltran, Martin Lopez. Any information lead to his apprehension will be achievable. Go. $5,000. Oh, look, 1910. Hold on. God damn. 1810. What was that? They on that train, all bandidos. They on that train. They on there. They know. You know what I mean? They guarding that train. Make sure nobody fuck with that train, son. They fuck with the UFOs. They got the UFO hats on. Got the UFO hats on. Them Chinese, them Vietnamese rice patty hats. So let's get that. Let's get that. That's a good picture. All right, let's get back to the build. So back there, this is Mexico. Well, wait. Montezuma, Mexico. Mexican Corps. The King of Mexico. So the King of Mexico got a bunch of them buildings in the back. You don't see nobody with no fucking sombrero in these damn ancient joints. That's Mexican. That's Mexican. That's American. She look like the sister, like they related. Montezuma and her look related. So we're not playing games. We're not playing games. There was a time where rulership looked like that. There was a black man and a black woman, and they was the ones running things. So much time has passed since that the red and the white then had their roles and they turned acting like they was the shit. And so we got evidence of this is because in the ancient Egyptian, they out there doing their hair. They doing black women hair. They do their black women nails today. They do their nails. They give them weaves. The Asian women. They coming up with all them products that serve black women. Right? They're the ones making all them fake eyelashes these thoughts putting on. And they, you know what I mean? I mean, I guess white women do it too. There's thoughts. White girls, but I don't know. I don't know. Now it's a swag. Now it's like a cultural thing. Like if a white woman put extra long eyelashes on now with some glitter lipstick, she gonna look like she trying to be black. Cause it's like, white girl, what you doing with all that swag? You must be a Meg Thee Stallion fan or something. You must have incorporated your environment without racial bias. We could tell if you really like someone if you're trying to. Some people remember that one girl, she put the dye on her face. But yeah, they say that races wasn't the same back in the days. Look, they go a white boy right there. He's sitting there right there next to these dark-skinned people. Look, they go somebody that's white or light. They brown. They might be brown-skinned. You know what I mean? Look at her. Look at her. Look at that ugly ass baby she got. Damn. But y'all, for real though, that's different complected people. Just like today, but we don't know where they from now because all the records was burned down. So now, trying to piece things together, what we do see is that the Nubians is the ones with the sash on, saying that they is the teacher ruling teacher class to everybody else. Everybody else later on, like why you always see black people wearing nice clothes with these pictures from Europe. You see melanated people with nice, clean, shiny, bright, colorful clothes and jewelry. But when you pull up like a picture of 1800s, the motherfuckers is dirty as hell. Talking about white supremacy and shit. The motherfuckers look dusty and dirty in Europe, Asia. You see them poor white people, boy, they're like, ah, damn. They need to be doused. You know what I mean? So it's like, how they gonna say black people was just in tunics? No, not even tunics. What they call them? Diapers. Running around with loincloths. Well, we got evidence otherwise. Right? When you pull up the Sami people and you pull up what the Mongolians was looking like, god damn, that bitch was dirty as well. See, now all of them, if you go over there in places where there was just despair and poverty, they was dirty as hell. I know it. You know, we seen the evidence. So that means that these people is rich. And so how you be rich from the time where you're doing this Renaissance swag all the way from the time where there was black Chinese people, black Buddhas and shit, that shit was okay. When that shit was all right. China ain't shit, man. That's what they call crumpellas. Sunshine with the sunshine. Know what that shit is? Crumpellas. All right, no crumpellas. Well, that's the shit they do. Like they make their eyes crumbled up. Man, that shit crazy, man. Chinese women making that, son. The Orientals is making that shit. They'll help you groom. You know what I mean? Come on, all kind of shit. They'll get that shit up off you. Yo, listen, I used to watch this this Chinese lady. She was doing like this little workout shit where she was having these female, I almost said bitches. You know, she was having these females, you know, working out, trying to lose that chub. And it was like, yo, these Asian bitches need to get loose. You know what I'm saying? They need, you know what I mean? They need to be, you know what I mean? Some of them need to be just, you know, some attention. Like they ain't getting the attention they need. You know, the women are definitely being deprived in China. It's a lot of unhappiness in Asia. And I ask God to bless and protect us and destroy his enemies instead of us. And let's rebuke the devil in the name of Jesus with this video live stream, etc. Because, you know, we want to help. We want to serve God, do the right thing all the time. And we want to be the best that we could be. And hopefully we want to like add on a couple of Chinese. We could use a good Chinese pack. Like, I think they come in 10s. You get you a 25 pack, but I don't know what you're going to do with all them Chinese people. But basically, they need to go somewhere. The motherfuckers are shipped out like them Kool-Aid juice boxes and shit. Just like, what you want, 30 Chinese? It wasn't always like that. We used to just cut their head off and eat their bodies. We used to season them properly. We seasoned them the fuck up, son. Like we ate Chinese people, man. Chinese, you could tell if you run. All right, try this. Go to the gym. Go to an Asian gym, and tell me it don't smell like fresh shrimp. Fresh shrimp and the air conditioner water. It smell like sushi and air conditioned water. Air conditioned water mist. No, real shit though. It's like, real shit. I be like, this bitch, I don't know, son. I don't know what a funky Asian bitch look like. I never been that close to him. Yeah, you feel me? I mean, I don't know. I don't think it looked like it's not possible. I want to see the Summer's Eve statistics. Like, what's the douche ratio with Orientals? Do they ever get yeast infections? Or do they got some ancient Chinese secret that they throw on a dildo and shit or something? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man. They got some shit that knock out herpes and whatever else. I ain't never see a damn Chinese AIDS patient. I ain't never see the bitch got AIDS and she Chinese. I don't know. So I don't know what they doing. Yeah, they might just go to China and they say, fuck it. I'm China. I'm going back to China. You going back to China? Oh, shit. No, them motherfuckers don't never say that. They're like, we out here, bitch. Them motherfuckers here. You know when Offset got shot? I thought, yeah. Hey, y'all look. Hey, look. Little when Offset got shot, y'all, I thought that little TJ was this motherfucker. I was about to, I really did. I swear I thought that's who that I thought that was little TJ, man. They said Offset shot by little TJ. I was like, what the fuck he doing around that Asian bitch? I almost did a bill. Almost did a bill. Almost did a bill with the black dude and the Asian bitch. Based around Offset, y'all. I thought that was little TJ, man. Nah, that's little Tay right there. My bad. That's little Tay. Yeah. So this is definitely predating the Hinduism. So somebody go tell this right here is from Peru. You see them heads and faces in there. And so this one right here is from the Mayan Mexico. You see them heads. And so check it, man. Like somebody tell Praveen Mohan stop bluffing. Somebody shared this video on one of Praveen Mohan's videos, but you know what? You might use a dummy account. I don't want to advise you to do that because you might, I don't know, it might be against the policy. Check with policies first before you do anything like that. But I don't know, maybe share the video out on your channel, on your account, and then add Praveen Mohan on that one. That'll get his attention. Hey, I was definitely getting Musk and Trump attention. I was adding them. I was adding Trump and Elon Musk and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why Cash Patel came at me like that. I'm saying, and so I got their attention for real, son. Like real shit. I don't know what I was saying. I was dragging shit out of them probably. I don't know. But look, this always happened to them, to anything that ain't of the original, right? Like this is how it used to be. Like nobody gave them respect because they knew that they was white people. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how it was in the world. And so something changed that. And now we have it to where white people is, they're experiencing statuses they didn't have in the past. So unfortunately in this world, right, you got unfairness, things like that. We straighten out with the Lord. God deal with all that. We talking about records of 1,000 years approximately being destroyed, if not more than 1,000 years being destroyed. And so where is these people, right? Where is these people? I don't know, man. Ain't nobody ever really speak up about those records, because these people is who's on the codexes that actually existed, that actually survived. And so I can only think that whoever those conquistadors was, they tried to delete all of Black history, because Black history is American history, because American history is Pangean history. And keeping those records is what the scripture is. The so-called Holy Bible, authorized by King James, is a condensed form of thousands, if not millions of years, billions of years of history. Because in the beginning it was nothing, and it was void, then God and the Word, like those billions and trillions of years passing in between them sentences. And so, you know what I'm saying? The signs is clear now. Like there's no confusion, because that's of the devil. The devil is the father of confusion. The devil is the father of lies. The devil is the author of confusion. Right? And so we unconfusing things. And this is how we banging on the beast. Because on the left here, you got the first flag for Haiti, which means that they had made Haiti represent the blackhead that's decapitated. And that's why Haiti is the poorest country in the world, or in this hemisphere. So here it is, where in the middle, right? What would they be decapitating? One might ask. One might ask, well, what, you know what I mean? Look, they gave him little eyes. They look like Beavis and Butthead eyes. They gave him little ass eyes because they wanted to close the people's eyes, you know what I mean, to the truth. And so they had this decapitated head as the first flag of Haiti. You see that big nose? Now look, they is trying to erase or decapitate the imagery, history, etc. of Black people, or Black people that was there. You see the accentuated nose there. And so it's not just that it stick out forward a little bit. It got this curvature to it. So the shape of it is just like what you see here on the right, where it's like it's a curved word. It's curving. It's a bit, you know what I mean? And so these particular nose groups are traits found in families that are the oldest and the most wealthiest types of families. These big noses, these are reptilian traits that I had showed earlier. So of course, Black people ruled in Europe. Do you know what I mean? It's just how white people accept that shit and start to unhide, reveal the things that their families are hiding, because a lot of the stuff is in private collections. And a lot of the things they say that this is a secret that we hold dear to us and our race and our people. And it's paramount we keep it safe from enemy hands, because they could destroy us or whatever they come up with. Like all that time is over with, because look at Cradle Mutwa. Cradle Mutwa came forth with information that was kept from Mzungu for like thousands of years. Like the white people never knew the things that Cradle Mutwa was taught until he shared it with David Icke. That's why it's so important to understand that there's a lot of psyops out here that's not only trying to get you to be a separatist, but also a divisive person, right? Where you would create so many divisions that you'd never have a full whole one. And that's, you know what I mean? That's negative. That's like that's programming that the government do with psyops, because a lot of this people that we see online, they could be avatars, they could be AI that the government been using. And so they say everything that the government got, or everything that we get, the government got it 50 to 100 years before us. 50 to 100 years before us. And so they just now allowed Suno for you to clone your own voice. And so technically I could clone my own voice, run it through the AI generator, create a whole song with my lyrics or with somebody else's lyrics, program the background to just create the whole song. And then I could create something that uses my image, set it up to where, you know what I'm saying, I set the background and foreground or whatever the image does. And then I sync the image with the words or the sounds. And so now, you know what I mean, with the proper editing tools and skills and know-how and shit, you can make it look like that, you know, people gonna start representing themselves through a digital avatar. And so the people that has the ultimate control over those avatars is the ones really in power. And so people wanted to get it to where have everybody else have to get an avatar, but you're the only one that able to do something to it. And then that's where it's like people get wholly banished in shame if the society is thriving on a judgment system. You know what I mean, and nobody's there to overtake it or check it, then it will do what it want to do. You know what I'm saying? And then so listen, the concept is right, is that they been had the ability to clone voices and images and actions, movements, scenes, and things like that. Man, it was years and years ago that it was where they had showed a video of what the AI can do to a car camera that's driving on the road. And so what they do is they take all these cameras. Remember Google cameras on the Google Earth? These cars would drive around with cameras and shit and catch all type of shit. But the point is that this is all data, and it's all data for the AI, so that the AI could replicate or duplicate or something like that, simulate it. And so they changed on this one camera of a truck driving down the street. They was able to change the environment from rainy to snow to windy to sunny day to dark cloud day, lightning. They was able to simulate all environments from the cockpit of that car point of view. And so if say a company builds on that, then they basically got a data center of information for AI to use to bring forth something or to, you know, use as a medium. And so here it is where movies, right, is done by actors who are of these bloodlines, and some of them are indoctrinated and programmed, and they consent through to negativity through contract, and you know they're told things that aren't true, but because they are believers in Satan and the occult, they are subject to people using technology on them. And so years ago, they were telling singers and movie actors and actresses that, you know, this movie cover, or they go you in a movie, or hey go you in a song, because I went to another dimension and got it. And this is proof that there's many dimensions. And so the actor and the actresses, they believe it because they don't know anything about AI image generation or whatever sounds and how they could do clone voices and shit like that. So they believe that what they seeing is a spiritual thing because they is in an occult witchcraft setting, and so they're being duped, and they've been duped into believing that they was subject to Satan when really they was subjecting themselves to these people's will, believing that they had that type of power. And so a lot of it was basically, well, it was manifested when all them actors tried to sue Hollywood for using a image. You ever thought about what exactly was those? How does a group union of actors have a strike about them using their image? Like how so many actors is complaining at the same time about their image being used in AI? Because they was the ones that was like letting on that somehow they used AI to manipulate them, right? And they know about it. So it was like, it was peculiar that you would have these actors and actresses boycott Hollywood or the producers or whatever over AI. When where's the proof? Where's the instances that got these people upset? And it's all dealing with that satanic contract nonsense. All right. And so just know that. And so here, this is why these people is doing these silly roles, because they might be thinking that in another dimension that he's a way action hero or something, that he is, doing something else, and that he could, a lot of these people could be crossing over into another part of simulation dream they being ran into and fooled to. Like who would believe these people now about what they say? And so now what they say is that they are the Freemasons and that people of color are not the Freemasons. They are not recognized by Freemasonry as being true Masons. And so what we said earlier about the Chimera worm, that they is from a worm genetic code that was created that eats stone, it eats rock, it eats minerals. And so these are rock eaters. And there's stories of giants in the past that ate rocks. You know what I'm saying? And so they're not acknowledging that way, maybe not, but that's pretty much where it's at. It's like these are the worms and they want their independence from the original man rule. It was the thing. But that's what civilization was. That's what these night suits was. They got jewels in the night suit. You know that shit personal when you got jewels in the night suit. Look at the white glove, the Freemasonry white gloves. Look at that. That's free. He's a master Mason. But see, Masons is a label used for whites. Something that they can make themselves proud about. So shit. They seem like they struggling. Damn, his apron way on the floor. What the hell is that in his hand? I do not know what that is. don't know what it is, but this is the royal. This is the Royal African Company. These were the people in cahoots with the slave trade. And so this blue elephant is the day roll seen in America. Not, why would I show that, not blue elephant next, though? See, I can't do that. Right. But this is the day roll, which would mean that this is a code for the American long-nosed people and shit. So that's what I think. Like, that's what I think is behind the slave trade in the world, the trafficking concept. So, all right. So we got these images. I think that we've established that there's more than meets the eye when it comes to mainstream historical academia. And they telling. And so we could just skip all of it. We could skip through all the nonsense and get to it's about property and it's about finances. And so in order to, you know what I mean? It's about property and finances. It's about who had ownership and who had control. We can skip through all of it, cut through it like a hot knife through butter. It's about finances, rich things, and it's about property and power. So you know, I don't know, man. A lot of this style and swag, it took thousands of years for it to get there. So no wonder when people making shit now, they do fashion shows, they trying to get that shit up. You know what I'm saying? They got so many different style of houses and buildings. You know what I'm saying? Because they just not start working on the shit. Like that shit that made the ancient buildings of the Americas, etc. It took thousands of years to come up with them swags that the people had, that the buildings had, that the areas had. And so when people came in and did something different, you know what I'm saying? It was like disconnecting the air and the ground. It was like disconnecting, you know what I mean? Something that people like, let's say it was like when Eddie Murphy in Coming to America, how he went into the barbershop and then he said, just make it nice and neat. And the dude cut off his rat tail. And then Arsenio Hall character, he stoops down and says, I think we are ready to meet your queen. To find your queen, right? Like he looked saying like he got it, like he looked brand new and shit. Without it. Without that long piece of hair, rat tail in the back. Y'all remember them joints, man. I forgot about the rat tail, man. Everybody wanted a little piece of hair in the back. And people was like trying to get the haircut where they leave that little piece in the back and then they let it grow. And if you allowed to let it grow, man, you just had like that shit was like a cool hairstyle to have as a boy. Was to have a rat. I don't know, it might have lasted just a few years, but having a rat tail. And it wasn't even, nobody even really thought about it as like, oh, it's a rodent, it's a rat. But that was just what they called it, right? And in the white culture in America, they call it a shag. Right. Oh, it's called a shag in black people culture too, I think. What's it called? Computer. What's it called when a hillbilly lets the back of his hair grow more than the rest of it?
That's called a mullet.
There it is.
It's like a lion's mane.
Computer, calm the fuck down, all right? It's not a lion's mane. Jesus Christ. Just, thank you. You're dismissed. A mullet. A mullet is what it's called. So mullet, rant time. There was a bunch of hairdos back in them days, man. So yeah.
Fair enough. You got me there. I went a bit overboard with the comparison. You're absolutely right. It's just a mullet, plain and simple.
Yeah. That's good. When you know to correct yourself, that's great. It's just a mullet. So I don't see none of these people in the middle running anything. So that's where I'm at with this shit. Who not fucking with me? Look, this is little people now. There's little people, so it's the one giant. I don't know, man. These little people, are they giant? They that big? No, I don't know what I'm looking at. The gods is that big. I see some people down there. I don't know what that is. I'm just checking. That is blonde hair right there. Check. That is blonde hair right there. Check. Listen, people of color, of dark skin, and blonde hair is such an abnormal, non-normal thing. Now, to see such a rare, you don't see it until you see things like this, imageries of the past, or Australians, or people that live in Southeast Asian people. So why would they be showing multiple? Why can we find multiple instances of people, black people with blonde hair, if it wasn't real? If it wasn't real, why do we even see them then? And so I'm thinking, like, where did they go? Like, why we don't even see people with a little bit of it left in? Why we don't see a little bit of the people left in? Well, you would see the blonde, you know what I mean? I can see the blonde. You don't see that. There's people with red hair, though. I did see that. And blonde hair. Yeah, I did see it. I did see it. Yeah, I did see it. But it was in the form of like baby hairs and peach fuzz. You know what I'm saying? And it was only when she was younger, like a teenager. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't know. She might still got it. But in the Australians, their hair is blonde when they're young. But I've seen older women with blonde hair too. So shit, whatever. The point is this: we can see a Pangean history going on, a black surface history going on that is being hidden because the ops don't want the people to regain that status or reclaim what is owed to them under the laws that we under now. So they want to, evade any concepts in which they is under the jurisdiction of a judgment that makes it where they have to award black people anything because they see them as, well, yeah, they made it to the top, and so they shouldn't have to give up their seat to be under the foot of a black man. And so that's how white supremacy pretty much, self motivates itself to be like, can't stop now. Same shit Diddy saying. So it become a matter of good and bad, right? I think good and evil is better. Yeah, good and evil. Is it good or is it bad? Nah. Which one? What's the opposite of evil? Computer. Is good computer? Is good or wait?
What's that?
Is bad or evil opposite of good?
Yes, evil is generally considered the opposite of good. In many philosophical and religious
reviewed it out.
traditions, evil is seen as the antagonistic opposite of good,
Mm-hmm.
where good should prevail and evil should be defeated.
Right. Correct.
Exactly. You nailed it.
That look like Mojo Brooks right there, yo. Yo, that look like Mojo Brooks right there, man. Oh, I'm tripping. Man, but either way, right? Blonde hair, right? So that's the connection with Asia. This is over in China. I mean, so they go to Chinese. Look at all them heads, just like the Mayans be having on the head and Shiva. So, look, got the Asian people in the back. They fall back. You know what I mean? They doing their job. So they go the Australians and they go the Mayans, and they got the same thing on. There's no need to struggle. There's no need to struggle whatsoever. So there it is. So no one can say that it don't have anything to do with it, or what I'm saying is wrong. You see how this is right? That's swag to even have it like that. Like when we see it, you see it like this. All right, yeah. They barely got it on. They barely got it on. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like a baby bit. You know what I mean? Like they got that shit on, like, you know what I mean? Like, but look, they ain't got the swag. Look, it's literally, it's in the sleeves. It's inside the sleeves. You know that's with silk. You know that's with silk. That's swag. You know what I'm saying? So it take thousands of years to come up with swag. You just don't. You just don't have swag. Like they is copying off of original people because that's the source of the whole concept. Look at the bottom that's swag. That's style. Look, on the inside, look, that's style. They saying they royalty though. That's some clothes that only a monarch could wear because it's showing the markings. That's the elite of the elite type of swag. That's the elite of the elite type of swag. Type of swag. That's the elite of the elite. So ancient Egyptian Mi'kmaq language, check it out. So the Mi'kmaq is the source of the McDonald or the McIntyre or the McRib. And you can see that holy, heaven, all God. Got an African connection. So the strongest meaning shall denote the origin. In ancient Egyptian, that symbol is good. In Mi'kmaq, that symbol is holy. The Mi'kmaq win. Holy, holy, holy. That's Bible language. The ancient Egyptians don't got Bible language. Remember, the ancient Egyptians and God's people don't get along like that. Yeah, historically. You know, not that they don't get along. It's just a thing that happened amongst the people. So ancient Egyptian is star. Mi'kmaq language is heaven. Mi'kmaq wins. Heaven is definitely a holy place above us in many ways, on many levels. And the star is good because God said, let there be light. And then he saw the light and said that it was good. So star, it's cool. It's not offensive. But once again, the Mi'kmaq language is the origin of the Egyptian. So all in all, which is acceptable. The Mi'kmaq has line. And the Egyptian got just that, like a bowl shape. the Micmac win again. Complexity. They're showing all the hells of this underneath the surface. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hells. The Egyptian, just a little encoded bowl, like, yeah. So then the last one, God, definitely Micmac win. The Egyptians say ascend, high place, ascend. Yeah, all right. So God. And so what the Egyptians got? The Egyptians got a picture of American pyramids. And what do the Micmac do? They created the pyramid. See? Because they just want they'll tell you the symbol is that God is the square, triangle, and circle. Mathematics, supreme mathematics, the symbol for God is a triangle. And so they literally got us playing God when we press play. So I'm surprised. That's one of the realest things I came up with is this triangle is God. We could start a whole build off that. And so I trust the Micmac after that. The Egyptians the Egyptians definitely came later. Yeah. God, that's strong. So that's how pyramids in America is shaped. So we're gonna go, you know what I mean? That's strong, man. So when we see this, right, you seeing an American. Because we know she's not in Egypt. We know she's not in Egypt. Right? And plus, I don't know if there's a line right here. I can't really tell. I can't really see it. But even though they might look the same, we know she ain't ancient Egyptian because Egypt ain't even a real name. So when you look at the Micmac, that's in America. And so therefore, that will be closer to this idea because in America, you got the blonde hair. Right? That's the blonde hair, just like that queen. And this is Mayan. So what does that mean? That must mean that since this ain't no Egyptian in Africa, that must mean the queen wasn't no Egyptian in Africa, and that the Micmac is Americans, and we could solidify that. Like we could count that as true. So now it's no more spell, no more voodoo. That's bad against us. But leg will definitely destroy the left side. But Heavenly Father destroy the left side. It's more accurate because when you don't give a name to God, then it's just God. Because you know God itself was a fallen angel, and you know God, GAD is the little play at words there, but when people in ignorance, God do look out. The Most High do look out because we don't know no better. And so we got to repent. There's a lot of things to like, you know what I mean? Because of this world of sin, right, that we in, where there's so many people that's weaker, and then therefore they make it where it's difficult for others because they weak. They don't have no relationship with God, etc. So, I don't know. She don't look evil to me. She don't look evil to me. And Here's more evidence found in Europe of these women of color. They are heads, though. No, I don't like that. I don't like that. No, I don't like that. Because, yo, there was definitely queens. I don't know. I don't know what the hell that means. This is what I'm saying. Micmac. These are the crown jewels of England. Crown jewels of England. England is where King James had authorized the Bible, right? King James was the first person. Well, no, I don't know. He also made demonology, so I get it. But look, all these jewels is from Africa. Well, maybe not all of them. Maybe not all of them. Shit, the majority, a lot of them could be, but I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. Because my thing is that if we could add associated with Africa, then we could say, well, how did they get it from Africa? And if they say anything like we had slaves or we hired people to get it, we would be like, okay, now where are they? Where's all that money? And how did they fare out? And why they ain't no business in which they do that shit on a regular for others? How y'all just got diamonds? Man, diamond mine, diamond company. You got to have a military support. You got to have a strong area where you can get it in, get it out without being robbed. And that, you know what I mean? You got routes. You got to control routes that you can get controlled delivery and pickup. That way, you really got some shit because your people are taken care of. So they built little families and little cities and villages around your route so that they're tied in through family bloodlines to surely always have a job protecting that route. It's a family business, a family tradition. It become a culture of a people, a new race within a nation. And blah, 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 blah. Oh, I'm sorry. I ran out of poignant words to say. I'm sorry, y'all. You gotta excuse me. I gotta refill the Pez dispenser real quick. But yeah, these some real nice gems. I guess I can't eat it. You feel me? Can't do much with it. Can't pawn that bitch. Nothing to do with it. I can't do nothing. Can't sell it. Oh, you gonna sell it? You be cheating yourself. Nah, this you probably wear this shit now. I don't know. That's a lot of attention to wear a crown. Is so much attention. I'll take the magic wand. I'll take this shit. Damn, look at that. That's the earth. Look at that shit like a heart. That's tough. That's tough. That's the earth, yo. Damn, look at they go Black Rock. Oh. They got Black Rock in the North Pole with the cross on top of it. Oh shit. God. So that's what that is. That's holy. That's holy. I think that's if I had diamond that big, that is holy. Look, the holy diamond. Somebody doing like they're trying to stand there. They don't even smoke no weed or do LSD. What is they doing? Look, they got the little pinch. That shit phony. Get the fuck out of here. You see, they got the little pinch screw, the little pinch pole. I used to hate them joints, man. I remember we had to put shit together with them joints. Stupid ass shits. Let's get back on topic though. Damn, they got the pinch pole. We gotta take that off. We'll keep this part. This part up is where it's at. Big ass diamond with a crystal ball on it. Damn. Big ass diamond with the crystal ball on it. I'm like, all right, I'll be back. Wait till I come back next week. I'm gonna have a brand new staff. It's gonna beat y'all staff. Y'all ain't got shit on my staff. Wait until my staff get out the shop. One day I'm gonna have one of the best staffs. You ain't never gonna see a staff like mine when I grow up. So when it came to the Hebrews and the Egyptians, they used to compete with each other's staffs. And they threw their staffs down and they became like snakes and serpents. All right, maybe that's not it verbatim, but I'm just saying, like, if it was really like that back in the day, though, where it was like people was like, yeah, yo, a staff competition. And then you guys stand there and wait till everybody break down their staff and their shit. Maybe like, this is a 3 foot made by solid carbon fiber with the hollowed out plastic linings with the fillers, with the wires connected with true vibranium titanic ends, with the whole, like, guys, sit through all that. Everybody got 10 minutes to say all this shit. And then it become a matter of how much shit you can say within that time. You know what I mean? Somebody got 10 minutes and they say that shit fast the whole time for 10 minutes. I mean, they got more shit. Damn. Y'all ready for that? That's the future, man. Got the fresh kicks with the fresh socks, with the fresh lotion on the ankles, with the fresh undergarments, with the fresh belt. Then I got the belt made out of pure leather, no rhinestones, straight silver. Just go through the whole outfit. Put the guns down. Pull up, show what you got on this shit. What you doing. You know what I'm saying? If you brush or not. Shit like that. Let us know the things that we really need to know. Prester John, King James, Yeshua. Shout out to real. But you see, this hidden black world history of the surface universe is also religio. Religio, not L-E-G-O. Yeah, little lame got life. Damn, Nature Boy got life. Life. Oh, yeah, man. Like, yo, he got arrested. We got arrested for dancing like Beyonce. Oh, shit. He got arrested for dancing like Beyonce? Who the fuck was the ruler? Who was the president at that time? The motherfucker out there trying to switch. What they call it? Switch. He trying to switch like Beyonce. They locked his ass up. That was the last shit he did before he got locked up. He was trying, like, look, he was trying to, like, be a female. I was watching him. I was watching that day. And he was like, he got all these guys behind him and shit. And they're all the male roommates. Shit, son. So these guys, right? These guys go out there and they out there. They is really, like, I sound like whoever was filming was wrong, man, because it was like, yo, listen, man, they basically was trying to put on a show like it was a cabaret. That shit was like one of them erotic. little cowboy strippers. At the saloon and shit. And trying to dance like Beyonce, son. Yeah. I don't know. They gave him life for it, man. To get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. You know what I mean? Funky ass dude with the beard. She trying. Now you want to be a woman. Those motherfuckers think they reptilians. Think they just gonna shape shit and got some pussy all of a sudden. Yo, here's a dude. He trying to get it. He was trying to become a woman at that moment. And they locked him up. It's like, all right, go in there. Be all the woman you can be in that bitch and sell block 9, bitch. Life. He gave his dumbass life for running a cult. Whole time what happened to like you run a cult, man. I'm like, you life, bitch. Life. Straight life, son. Mm-hmm. So money, power is the only avenues, venues, and channels in which knowledge flowed through. And so true history was reserved amongst these certain groups of people that had it because they had the longest monies and stays and statuses. So you can trace it back from, say, in them days before those codexes was burned, how families kept track of things and traditions. You know what I mean? Included, keeping family history in a Bible. Everybody had a family Bible that they used to keep track of everything that was going on in the family lineage and the family tree. And I would assume that there was family libraries with people that was collectors of for their family collected over the years. All right. And so, people have a natural rich history that is family history. And somebody had destroyed it all and made it to where people have forgotten their name, people forgotten who they were. And that's exactly how so-called African Americans and minorities been mistreated in the United States of America, especially because here it is where they had gave them names and they had told them, right? The same people that did all the negative thing to them and gave them names told them their history. They told them their own history. And what they said, you from Africa? They said that y'all is brought over here as slaves. If you don't like it, you can go back to Africa and have nothing. You got it good here. Take this whooping with pride. And I saw like false sense of pride and shit. Like that's how them people talk down. And they white Americans and their ancestors immigrated to this land from Europe. Documentations of that shit happening. The meatballs had bread over there in Europe. So it ain't like that's a lie because the people in Europe ain't got bread now. The only money Europe got is what they just got off of damn World War II. Other than that, the motherfuckers ain't had shit but some wood cabins and bear claws that they was eating on probably with a little bit of nothing. I'm just saying, I hope they don't eat barefoot, but they probably do. They probably do. Anyways, man, the point is, right, is that people had their own shit, but that don't necessarily mean it was glamorous. The glamorous stuff happened because of long periods of time working on it. And that's how it becomes something glamour. You know what I'm saying? Like skills. Like now we got advanced technology. So what we see in here though, right, is something that's not accepted by whites. Whites don't accept Freemasons from Black people. They don't accept Black people, African Americans, as Freemasons. Shit, it's crazy, right? It's like, why they couldn't go about it another way? They wanted to act like they had something to claim. And so they felt like that Freemasonry was that which they could claim and say in 2026, when this decision was passed down in the state of Missouri. Look at that. Look at that. That's what the whites said at the Prince Hall wasn't no damn Freemasons. What? Look at that nose. Look at that nose. That's that Mojo Brooks nose. So Mojo Brooks really got a Mayan feature. And this is probably why that this is probably why they destroyed all of the history and artifacts, because now people don't even know that they related. Serpentine dragon bloodlines, that's Anunnaki. That's Anunnaki, man. Yep. So when you look at this, look, this guy, right? You see what he got on? He got on the dots. That's the royalty. You know what I'm saying? So he's the king. And this picture might be saying how he is subject to everything that comes from him, even if he mixed with people and they look different, or they might be totally different or something to that fact. If he creates like he is subject to his creations. You know what I mean? Like he gonna love all of them the same. Look, I don't know what he got going on over here, but that's like a thread and needle. That's like something that artists use to art and draw with. And look, oh my God, look what's in his hand. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know it. What is that? That's the cone. He got a cone in his hand. Or is that a piece of paper? I think he's writing into a tablet. That's what it might be. It looked like he got a cone in his hand too, though. Shit. But nah, he could be writing in the tablet. So yeah, though, but that's kingship, man. That's kingdomness. And so when you see this woman have it on the left, what you think that's a code? That's a code that they wore. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this coat. When you've seen a Native American with a coat like this, with sleeves like this, these are leather sleeves, but it's made of a paper, almost like a paper thin leather that is like baggy. Look how it fit. That's like a Chinese or Oriental silk situation, but I don't think it's silk. I don't really know what it's made of, but I'm guessing. And it looked like it could be leather. But look, you ain't never seen a coat like it. Am I seeing through it? What is that? What that is? I don't know what that is. What is that? What is that? What is that? So, I don't know what that is. I feel like I need to investigate because she got her hand up. Oh no, her hand is down. What's going on in there? Anyways, this is the X-Files, man. Could be just a disturbance. All right, so we know this is consistent with the emperor of Haiti. So if Haiti wasn't nothing and Haiti was just leftover slaves that one day they freed them through rebellion of a piece of land that they didn't, that the French didn't want, then how does they have an emperor when they got leadership and he decked out with the 8-point star? He decked out with them chevrons. He decked out with the glove on, with the staff, with the eagle. Like, look, it look just like the dang on the ground jewels over in Europe. So you know, All right, where was I? So we were saying, look how you holding that. So this is a place called Matamoros. Matamoros is just across the border into Mexico from Texas. It means kill Moors or Moor killer. Moors is a term that was a label used for Aboriginal Americans before they turned it into Indians. And then even that was turned into Negroes or blacks and eventually African Americans. And so the history documents the truth. It's just that things like people and AI that is negative and lesser, you know, they perpetuate stupidity out of ignorance or conscious, you know, suicide against righteousness, I guess. Like, destruction. They destroy themselves because who would want to be these Nazis in the administration that have not done nothing good for the people, like in a mass scale. Like everything is so like he's just criticizing people. He's like he ain't got better things to do than to just be known for being someone that could say things that that you might be offended by, but it's a ruse. You know what I'm saying? So shit, it looked like the concepts of genetic mixing and shit and things like that make sense, right? You mix light and dark together, and then you get a medium. And so amongst people, we see that these mediums is still have the traditions that we just saw have darker origins. And so we can assume that the reason why they is brown is because of the lack of darker genes to mix with. And so that in itself for but eventually end up marrying around on and thing about mixing it with another race no more because they all they got. And so then you get yourself some type of genetic that's a phenotype, etc., characteristics and traits that's unique to a certain people based on their ability to breed with others. Yeah. So they call those genetic bottlenecks. And so when you look at these people, like, first of all, he got terrible skin. Damn. He looked like he got what's that? That's oh man, I forgot what they called it. But he looked like he got a little pox. He got some smallpox on him. He ain't got no eyebrows. Come on, man. What the fuck? Who the fuck is these people, man? Let's just be honest, man. Stop acting like you related to these people, man. Who is these people? I ain't got no eyebrows. Where the fuck is eyebrows at? These people don't got no beard. You ain't never seen with a mustache or a goatee or a beard. Never. There's lies about these people. They say that these people they pulled it out, but no, they never have it. Where his eyebrows? Shit is crazy, man. Like, what the fuck is he smiling about? Ain't nothing to smile about. He don't even look like he got eyelids. I mean, he ain't got eyelashes. As a matter of fact, that don't even look like, that's not even how eyes supposed to look. The fuck is that? This shit AI, y'all. These motherfuckers, like, when the last time you even seen a Native American, and did they look like this? This is damn AI. Look at that, because his eyes fucked up with the syphilis. Fuck out my face. The point here is that look at his fellas. They black. They black. This is white tip and they black. That's black tip and they white. Well, it might be a better example elsewhere. Here it is. See, black tip feathers. That, and look how they draw the griffin. That's a griffin right there. And that is the beast of Queen Khalifa. And so these guys is griffin hunters and shit. These are ops, man. These people is without a permanent residence. But you can see traits of the boule. And they over here talking about the griffin and Queen Khalifa head on it. So they know what's up. Do they know they go back to Persia? They might know all the way what's up. That's Anunnaki. Then, you know what I mean? What's the war with Queen Khalifa? What's that about? You can't be acting like shit cool. Like, we see a lot of shit ain't cool. So what Black History Truth is it when they say that they had burnt down all the libraries? What they was saying, they was explaining all this shit. Look. Some point out that it's rare to see an African person with a beard, with a strong, full beard. Yeah. And so that would corroborate Nigerians saying that their ancestors came from the Middle East. Right? And so this is Persia, which is in modern day Iran. And this predates the Sumerian civilization. And they recently found that out. It's not even in their books yet. But they found sites in Iran, Persia, that predate the Sumerians. And so the Sumerians is not no magical people that landed there. They came from generations after a cultural advance from Southeast Asia toward Africa. And then they went into Africa, and then they dominated through Europe and the rest of the world. So then you have at the same time what was going on in America. You got these people existing and getting all the respect because that's where all the drugs is at. So when it comes to dominating all the other Gentile nations, we use Africa. But when it comes to the Holy of Holies, we know that America is the source. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that. So on the other end of it, it's the English island, the Britain island, and the whole concept of King James, the Bible, and who currently rule there. And so the people in Britain currently is the ones saying that they acknowledge false orders and false connections by, saying that whatever recognizes Empress Verdiace's tribe, like through after Malachi York with England would be invalid, just like the Prince Hall is invalid through Ireland to England, right? They went through the Irish Lodge, and England, they was totally disconnected from connecting to England. And so here it is hundreds of years later, literally, and they is still denied. And that must have came from, that order must have came from the top, where England still said the Prince Hall is not allowed, because then what that means that people would be had to giving back their lands, their monies, their titles, whatever that was theirs. Like, yo, real talk, they would have to like do the work and research and have it done. And the chances of that are so slim to none that we might as well just depend on the UFOs to do what's right by us. Like, we got to get them to do the clerical work necessary, because these people, the ops won't even admit to the shit, let alone do something about it. So this whole concept of a lion around the whole world always meant the same lion. Because think of it, if it ever meant something different, then they would have had made sure that the lion had a name to it. But it's just a lion. It's just a lion. And so it's the same lion that this is. It's the black lion, or it is the representation of the black population as a lion to these white folks. But they could just slay a man. They would get away with shit. Look, same shit the white people got away with. So to the guys, they just looking down, laughing, saying both of the people is dumb as hell. Probably ain't worth the shit. We only want the good Christians. The anti-Eric Kurt Christians. Like white people got it really easy. Right? It's almost like it's a beacon. It's like, yo, you either is with Erica Kurt or you're not. And if you're not, then you probably saved. You are saved. But if you are, you're going to hell with her. And so this proves that the American big cat been the symbol that predate the dang on Chinese and they shit. Look. And plus, those is knots. Those is Bantu knots. So, like I said, the black lion, dang, I should put that together with the Bantu knots around there. The black lion. You see how they doing black lion? Because they don't want to say, they don't want to show the black man no more. So they use anamorphism. They use imagery that, yeah, I made that up. They use imagery that is like, yeah, we're not going to show his face. We'll show a black lion, though. So y'all get the picture. Because for real, when do white people fight lions? Like, why they got it? Why they got it so prominent on their art? They can't fight the sun, let alone a damn beast that's built to live in it. Why would, what did the fuck they know about a lion? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do people way in thin fucking land knows about anything about a goddamn lion? That don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? So it just mean black people, man. Fuck it. Let's just make this shit easy for us and our future generations. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to misrepresent. I don't know. They could say they're a ferocious fighter in battle, though. They could. This is Korea. This is Korea. It's almost cartoonish. But that nose, boy, that nose saved the day. Because I wasn't going to say nothing to make some up, but that's pretty awesome though. I ain't gonna front. That's a pretty awesome statue. The nose, though, that's. I keep taking this picture down. We just need to leave this picture up, man. Yeah. Double joint salutes. Pizza salutes. Yeah, yo, look. Mojo Brooks. Reptilian bloodline, bro. Just, I'm just trying to help people get used to the idea that this is what dragon families, traits of the dragon families look like. Because, the world, they put it out, the Germans, they got eye slits and all this shit. Like, they do, though. They do. Niggas do be having that shit, though. But I'm just saying, these are traits, too. Everybody got their own traits. They got their own little trait. This is a dragon feature. A dragon serpentine feature, man. The nose and the eyes and the complexion, man, and the family look, whatever they go. We're not going to take it down because that's like the third time. But yeah, that's a KUC nose. That's strong, son. That look just like the little statue. Let's go get that joint. Oh, I didn't say that one. Oh. I thought I was going to make a new nose. So yeah. So we're gonna show how the nose again. This is the second time though that I did it. So people that have been here since the beginning, they probably won't be like. But here it is. That's one. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what we doing. Got the same smile. Everything same. What? Black dragons. Double joint say crouching tiger, hidden dragon. Crouching tiger, hidden dragon. With a type there. Okay, that would be like two snakes. One is shapeshifting, the other is a snake or a serpent. It's like saying, almost like saying red and blue in a way. Well, I don't think it's exactly that. But the tiger is white people when they say white tiger. That's the Shotokan of karate. And that organization is Prince Hall Masons everywhere in the world. So there you have the Ken and Ryu combination versus Aboriginal Americans, aka Black History of the entire surface world universe. So, I mean, listen, let's go. So that's correct. And it looked like the desert out that bitch. I don't know, like desert sand. Why is it covering up the steps? You got sand covering up the steps. You see that? Sand covering up the steps. What the hell is that? The fuck is that? Somebody coming up. They doing something on there, on the earth or something. But look, you see how it's a bunch of sand. That look like beach sand for one. It's exactly how beach sand look, and then it's probably mixed down with some dirt, and then it come down to where you see that? That's some type of flood damage. Because what else would cause the soil, which is difficult to move by hand, what would else cause the soil to be able to disturb the spot that's there already? And so these stone parts here was already there when it had to have been a mud or a flood of debris came. See that? Natural disaster. So that means that these buildings been there before some type of flood, some type of destruction that knocked things off course and made shit not as easy as it used to be. Perhaps people went through hard times off that shit. That's why this shit not shiny no more. I thought that was real gold. No, it could still be. I don't know, but nah, it ain't. But yeah, though. So there you have more reasons why there was a changeover. And so when people find these relics of these big nosed ancient artifacts, they don't want to show people that shit because they was talking bad about black people big noses if they had them. And I guess if anyone had a big nose, if it was too big, they gonna make fun of you. If it look weird. So the concepts of dreads is something that is like, what do the Israelis say to this? When I would say this to them, right? I'd say, first of all, you need to repent or you're going to hell. Off the rip. That's the nicest thing I could say to an Israeli. You know what I'm saying? But I bet you because of my attitude and the way I said it, or because of my history of saying things, or what they might think of me, they might not do it and think that it wasn't the most caring and loving thing that I could have said. But it is. It's the most important thing that you could say to someone and mean it is repent or perish. Because it's a warning. They could, guilty people will hear it as a threat, but that's the most powerful thing you can say because it automatically tell you to turn toward God and don't, you know what I mean? And or else turn toward God or else. Right. And so in the scripture, right, where these words is popular from, right, this way of speech, you have it where the priest of Israel went through an initiation called the vow of Nazareth, right? The vow of Nazarite, in which they abstained from certain things and did certain things. And one of the things that they were required to do as someone taking the vow of Nazarite is to grow their hair in locks and not shave. Okay. And so initiate would have to wear that or do that for 7 years. Right. And so 7 years straight, they would have to obey the law of Nazarite. And then they would become a priest of Aaron. And Aaron was the order of the world, and Melchizedek is the order of heaven. And so heaven on earth is God, and God in us is true. And, God is present as facts, and all praise to the Creator. You know what I mean? And so when it comes to the source of the words and the whole image of people who claim to be practitioners of Judaism, they're claiming to be of the same or converts through recent history. And so I guess people that have a longer family tradition of being a so-called Jewish practitioner, they, they help make it look like more of a cultural thing. And so they would perhaps have some type of cultural identity built on relationships under some type of converted or some type of translation or iteration of scriptures, right? Which will automatically make them unique out of the groups of people that they'll be around if they're not into that. And so you move into a new area. Did anybody here read the Bible? You know what I mean? Like that. So it's like one of those type of things. You know what I mean? Do you eat kosher food? Do you eat kosher food? Great, let's eat together, right? Like that makes sense, right? When you're in a land of people where people eating raw meat and shit, you want to know who you're breaking bread with. So all the things that God instructed man to be law came through was for the help, man. So hygiene, you know what I'm saying, curtailing freedom of sexuality and things like they're doing with the LGBT laws and all that. Like that, all that was to maintain the people of Israel amongst the Gentiles who were doing that. And so what happened with those people was that they caught a bunch of diseases and they was at war all the time for dumb shit, or they just wasn't guided properly. It's a whole bunch of what do you call it? There's a whole bunch of negative things associated with the ops. But here it is where what I'm trying to say is that besides the law of Nazarite, you got the story of Samson. And in Samson's story, he was a baby born to he was an Israelite baby born with 7 locks already on his head as a baby. And that was proof of his covenant that God had with him. And so his whole life, he was the strongest person and everything, right? And so people had sent spies to try to stop him from being so strong, to try to find the secret of his strength. So to stop him, right? Because wherever he went, he held shit down and people would look out for him and ask him to help them. He was like a superhero. Samson, right? Samson was a superhero. He would go different places and help people out in war with people. He went and one day he slew hundreds with an ox jawbone, as a weapon. And so, nobody was messing with Samson, right? And so, Delilah was introduced on behalf of the ops. And so Samson got lined up, really, y'all. Samson pretty much was the first person ever lined up. And then we heard, well, maybe not, but as what we can hear of. Yeah, that's what I think it is. Maybe so. He was lined up by Delilah, right? She got him drunk on wine and was, loving him up, showing him affection, and then she kept pressuring him about it, or she got him drunk and she asked him, and he told her because he loved her. And so, because he loved her, he wanted to share with her something that's so personal that it's only between him and God. But when he shares something with a woman that's ungodly, then it's like throwing yourself off to the wolves, right? Because don't throw your pearls to swine. You know what I mean? Because it's just it never worked. Because I know that's how men might have thinking or might thought that if they had showed all that they can show, that they would be showing enough to secure love the way they want it, right? And so that never works. And some women are able to, squeeze every drop out of those lemons. And, what I mean? People just got to learn to be strong. And God was saying that even though Samson was strong, his weakness was this woman, well, I mean, I'm not going to say it could be a metaphor, but let's say that his weakness was this woman because he chose to tell this woman a truth that was only between him and God. Not to say that I don't know if it was a contract that he not tell, but once he told her, you know, he, I don't know if she did it or if other soldiers did it, but they cut his hair and he lost his power. They apprehended him, took him back to the to the to the place where they was having a banquet, and they put him on display, chained up to the pillars for all to see. And so all the richest people in the land and all the most powerful people in the land was there to witness the great Samson weakened and executed, perhaps. They took his eyes out. They stabbed his eyes out and made him blind. And he prayed to God for strength to have for one last time. He prayed to God for one last time, even though he had became, rendered powerless. He prayed to God, and God granted him the strength to remove the pillars from their place, and the resulting damage would include the destruction of the whole building. That would include all of the robber barons and slumlords and politicians and, underworld bosses and murderers and thieves and high places. They had all came down, crumbled. So it was like a reverse vest bomb type shit. That's wild though. But yeah, that's the story of Samson. And so Samson was born with 7 locks. And so you don't see people that claim to be following after the Bible have if they don't got 7 at least. Right? Like that's some but then they got their own version of 2 on each side, 1 on each side. Okay, so y'all known for studying Bible got like, you got people believing in whole sections of the Bible or one part of the Bible, and it just rules their world. Like, you got some people say that Judas was really doing what he was like, what he wasn't wrong for doing. Listen, I'm telling you, these guys that read the Talmud and shit, they think that they could do whatever to people. And y'all heard about the Babylonian Talmudic and all how they do. So on top of that, when they interpret the Bible, man, they be on some shit. They said that they believe, this is some of them, right? Some of them believe that if it wasn't for Judas, it wouldn't be no Jesus. Therefore, Judas is the real hero of the story. And I kid you not, the motherfuckers worship Judas, and they saying that he was the one. Because if it wasn't for Judas, then it wouldn't be no Jesus, the Savior, and all this other shit. Blah, blah, blah. And so it's just because of their own immaturity and their lack of understanding that they're able to reach such a conclusion. But it's something that if they was allowed to, they would see in hindsight was a mistake and very childish and embarrassing, even to say that, God doesn't plan things the way God want to plan things so that they go the way they go. Like, an atheist come up with that type of shit to say. And these people done studied the Bible so effing much that they just believe in the witchcraft, right? They just believe in the fact of like trying to take things to another damn level. You know what I mean? And that shit got their ears becoming pointy, their nose becoming pointy. And so look what you got. Look what you doing. Look what you doing, yo. The devil horns. That's what Lil Wayne be doing. That's what they doing. They think they so cool. Look, that's exactly what's going on. They so comfortable with it. They the only ones with white friends because the white people hate all the other ones. Like other people will be like get mistreated by the whites, but the whites at the top with the blacks at the top, they together. Now I wouldn't say Little Baby at the top, but this is what he doing at the top, right? And so this some watch this. I'm about to show y'all that this right here is some vampirism. This is energy vampirism. Because I don't know how else to explain it, but these people worship dick energy. All right. And so everything that's the universe and makes sense to them got something to do with ejaculation, orgasm, arousal, or whatever and they always thinking about it. And so the way them type of people think, right, is like they do dumb shit. Like that's where all the error and shit come from, because they thinking about gutter brain things. And so the creator of the universe don't have a gutter mind. And there's no rationale that makes it to where you could say or think or feel gutturally and it'd be appropriate when it comes to, you know what I mean, divinely speaking. And so this meatball is the opposite of divine. And I'm gonna show y'all he a vampire. Now look at how he look. We're gonna get a better picture. But yeah, he like, whoa, 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 whoa. Look at him like, whoa. Look how he grab him. See, but the thing is, he looking dead. He looking right into the camera. He looking right into the camera. And so he want to grind on them cheeks because his name is Lil Baby. His name is Lil Baby, and they could pay him a little extra if he cry and whine like a baby, right? While getting his cheeks exploded on and shit, right? So he grinding on him because that's what he's grinding. Look, he hugging on to him. Look, he know the camera there. He looking right in it. He want all the energy of people knowing that he is skeeting on Lil Baby because he's a billionaire and Lil Baby is just a little rapper who went back to the hood and put hits out on other black people participating in black on black crime after he let this billionaire rub all in his cheeks. Now look how you look. See, what y'all don't know yet is that this is the blood kicking in that he had just donated to him. So he giving blood, he like giving blood and energy to this man. The fuck is that on the side of this? Ew, that's nasty. So look. This is what he looked like when they first got there. Now look how he looked now. This is how it looked like before he got the blood. Excuse me. This is how he looked like before he got the blood. Look how he looked. Look how he look, man. He look like he a vampire, like he ain't got the blood yet. Look at oh my god, look, the necrosis is kicked in. Look at his eyes. Look at that line right there. Look at that, them eyelids. Now, look at that. This is before he got the blood. Then you go back when he hugging on him. This part of this. Look, he gave him some blood, y'all. Gave him some blood, man. Yeah. He trying to laugh it off, but he want to be serious. He want to be serious and be like, yeah, man, let's get it. He want to be serious like that. But he trying to laugh. Look at you looking at the camera like, oh, the camera see me laughing. Yeah. Where the wisdom at though for the people, man? Where the wisdom at, man? The entertainment industry tripping, man. Like it gotta be something else, man. That's going on, man. We going through. We're gonna redo this, man. And Hollywood producers gonna be over with, man. They out of business. The Harvey Weinstein days is over, man. Let's do a commercial, man. Nah, fuck all that. Let's just keep it going so we could it's 2:56. So all right. So where the wisdom at? So here go. In America, they said she was an African that was a goddess, and I thought that was pretty cheap because everybody else is a mutant. But Storm is an actual African goddess, and instead of being in Africa helping her fellow people, they got her working for this small hat that can't walk. So that means she dedicated to his phantom because he can't work nothing down past his waist. So she loyal to him like she would be to a man, even though, you know what I'm saying? So we'll break that spell. You see, she got her eyes all white, like her eyes rolled in the back of her head, like she under a spell. So this image of the ancient black woman that should be full of wisdom and depicted as some full of wisdom and power is depicted as someone with her eyes rolled in the back of her head, and she's sexualized for white men. You know what I'm saying? That's the image they put out. Look. So she technically is a silver-haired, gray-haired, white-haired. There's some white in there. So imagery. They talking about the same person, but the way that they telling it is, well, for one, they're not saying shit. They're saying it's from Africa, a storm from Africa. And the way they showing it, they're saying storm bad as shit. That's what the original people looked like. Right? And so when people look at it, they're gonna sexualize her. And that's just those are just another reason to be the most sexy. And X-Men was the first. There was some artists for X-Men that came out and did the really first sexualization of the characters by making like some type of special edition where they showed what these people look like off work. And so we saw Storm chilling and shit. And so they kind of basically created these sexy ass pictures. That was really a first of its kind back in the 90s, like 90, 91, 92, 93, 94. Those years was big in comic book days. And the artist was making a lot of money, you know, but what is their source? A lot of occultic shit. Like in X-Men comics, they taught nanotechnology, time travel, shadow realm, shadow peoples. You know, they did all type of characters. I don't know what the shadow realm. Well, the Nightcrawler, ain't he a damn demon from the shadow realm? They say that they became mutants, but they really creatures. So would the difference between these two people be mutant creature, or would it be race or nation? Would it be status? Right? Look at the origin of the white glove. The origin of the white glove. And so he got white hair because of his eyebrow. And there is like white and black in his beard that give him a gray bearded look. And so this is the original gray beard. The old gray beards. You talking about Zeus concepts. So definitely silver-haired people exist in the world and typically come with age. But she's not old. And she got it. So typically it come with age. She not that old. She got a lot of it. So here's evidence and proof that it don't necessarily got to come with age. That some people already got it. And so there is evidence of that. Here's an Asia or she got some white hair up on all of that. You know what I'm saying? She got some white hair up into that. You see that? They with a sideburn. And so they want to hide this evidence. They want to hide the crown. Look how they blotted out the crown and shit. They blotted all that shit out on purpose. But here you got evidence elsewhere where they still did it. They still did it. So that made me think of something. So, all right. So fast forward to a time that is said to be recorded in Germany's tapestry, the wild men versus the Moors. You have this concept where these taller, wide people in the ghillie suits of their day running around. Now, is this the same thing? This the same belt that that lady had in her hand? So they tie belts with twigs. Either way, they up here, they fighting these people. Look, you got the taller, dark-skinned guy with the somewhat blonde hair, or white hair, and then you got this brown, copper tone guy that's shorter with look like brown hair, but they both got on this white head bandana that we know we've seen in dealing with the Moors. And so this would be called the Moors by people that was passing on the false labels, because really this is an Israelite situation going here, because when you look at the crown, you see those crosses. That's like the crown shown earlier at the beginning of this video, and he got blonde hair and she got white hair. So that's a castle. This means a people, this a nation, this could be a whole land. It could be a whole continent. And they're talking about the invasion of these what was otherwise less civilized people, the troglodytes. So here it is where you got this white headband with the white hair. And so what does that say? That this man, he ain't that old. He got all that hair. Look at that shit. Damn, son. Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna say he young though, but look, she got blue eyes. You see that? She got blue eyes. And look at that white hair. Look at the blue eyes and white hair. This is from 2000 or 1999, 1998. They was talking about Atlantis. And so, you know what I mean? Like if they wanted to go back, they would have made her darker than that. You see, they, you know what I'm saying? They don't like to depict, Hollywood don't like to depict dark-skinned women, because they don't know how to draw them. They don't know how to pretend them. And so they use light-skinned women because they know that they could act them white or whatever, or in between the shit. They don't know how to do. They would have to, like, you know, the imitators and shit. So Fred Flintstones, Bam Bam, and excuse me, there's the Jetsons. And so look, the black woman with the white bandana, but they make it like a maid. The black dude is either the dog or the dinosaur or the maid or some shit, right? But anyway, there's concepts of hair color that deal with all the races. Same thing with eyes too, right? You got the really dark brown eyes that people think is black, and then the really dark brown that people think is black. and called black. But really, it's dealing with, well, that's artificial. This shit artificial. Got purple in it, but black is really black, and brown, dark brown is dark brown. Shorty shit, damn son. Yeah, she got that original blondie, alpha blondie. So you got people with the different eye colors, different hair colors. You know what I'm saying? And so it's, it should be an interesting story. It's just too bad that minorities got a sad story or something, overcoming story. And when these people get overburdened in their mind about hearing somebody go through it, they want to roll their eyes about it because they ain't nothing they gonna do about it. So, if you break down some type of slave story in front of Tom Cruise, he'll sit there and act like he really interested in what you're saying. They just trying to get out the fucking building. You know what I'm saying? They gonna smile, they gonna listen intently and nod, or they're just trying to leave. The motherfuckers would love a distraction right now. Type shit. Like, if somebody stop and say, don't go in there, they're talking about pro-black shit, they're gonna go the other way. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Because they're not gonna try to fuck up what they got. Man, come on, man. They're gonna race trade as a white person. They're gonna act cool as shit, though. They might got, you got some undercover ones. They be cool as shit. They like, yeah, I love my best friends is black. Then, and one day he gonna have a bad day. He like, well, I want to be around my own kind. And like, oh, there it is. We're waiting for it. The racial eureka moment stage. They're like, maybe I should be more white supremacist. It's different when you white. Because you wrong immediately. Soon as you think about more white supremacy, it's like you adding more sugar to the tank. Just like this shit is too sweet now. Nobody can enjoy this. What's on? You know what I mean? Y'all got it. Y'all had it for a while. Y'all did great, but not really. A lot of greed. But I mean, all right. Where's the recycling at, man? Y'all let the trash pile up. Come on, man. Shout out to the redhead, man. They probably the coolest ones out of all of these people. And then might cause the most problems. It depends on which one you're talking about. Where the female silver haired at? Never mind. Where's the next picture? Remember Anthony Bourdain? Was this silver hair on silver hair crime? Because I know that sometimes when people get a certain age, their hair turns silver. So I get it. Silver, gray, white. But Anthony Bourdain wasn't that old. Was it? Anthony Bourdain wasn't that old, man. Anthony Bourdain was really one of them Palladian-blooded people, man. Palladian-blooded meatball. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. And he was out here on a mission without no support or reinforcements, living the life, and he ended up getting killed by the damn Clintons, allegedly, because he knew too much. They Isaac Cappy'd his ass, and that's crazy because Bill Clinton, he got silver hair before he was old. Look at that. That's before he was old. Well, he old and stupid looking anytime. Look at that nose. So goofy. Terrible skin. You know what I'm saying? Silver, gray hairs. Look at him. Look how he look now. He like a goddamn. What is that? Damn, Bill Clinton. He look like a damn evil character. I'm just saying, what's up? These people acting like, like they couldn't get their ass whooped. Who letting old Bill get over on them, man? Who the fuck is he think he looking at like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, Bill, man, you gonna fix your face, Bill Clinton. Looking like an evil wax character. Y'all know who this is? These two people were married. Did y'all know that? I probably didn't know who this was. These two people were ex-marriages now. They got a divorce, y'all. I'm gonna wait. They got a divorce, y'all. That's the person on the left is the owner of Geffen Records. It's a record label that released all type of big names throughout the music industry over the years. Right? Everything from hip hop, rap, rock and roll, jazz, comedy, cartoons. Geffen Records made bread off United States, man. And look at his skin, y'all. Oh my God, he peeling. Look. He got a big piece of peel folded back right here. Look at that. Look at his skin. Shit fucking them up. Oh, he's scaling. Look. He peeling. Look. His skin falling off. His skin peeling off, man. The red, man. Yeah. So what's this person right here doing married to this guy? How did he get? He look like Mario. But look, how does he even know that guy, right? Because this is the evil industry of the tied ends, man. The tied ends doing business with monsters, and they know it, and they clap. They clap their hands, I guess. They clap something. It might not be their hands, but I don't know, man. I don't want to get visual about what this person, because you look like a manipulator, but he not, right? He's somebody who was willingly in a relationship with this man. And so what I'm saying is not just the mental, it's the genetics, because he put himself in places where this is where he won't do that. Look at his genes. Look. Look, they was together. They was together. That's Kamora Lee and Russell Simmons' daughter. Some guy, he got bad skin. Look, his skin terrible. Terrible skin. Like going out to them beaches and shit, flying them bitches out to the beach, to the damn Bahamas, fucking them up. That's what it is. They keep going out there like, yeah, they're gonna fly another bitch out to the damn Bahamas and get some more sunspots for that young thing. So what's wrong with her eye right here? Damn. She a goofy. So yeah, man, look at these people, man. We asked the question. I asked the question. Is silver-haired people aliens?
vanilla woman. Coochie, 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 coochie. All your girlfriends love the way I shake my ass. All your girlfriends love the way I shake my ass. All your girlfriends love the way I shake my ass. Good guys, hey.
All right. Let's get this over with, man. Same person, probably. That shit wild. They look the same, like it's not even a game. For real. Like they look like they could be related. They remind my hunger pains. These meatballs even smiling the same. Shit. You know, racist. I thought this didn't have that much into it. But this shit seemed lengthy as hell, right? I don't know, we're even near the end. But we're gonna get through it though. This dude, he realized his lying. He realized lying on people. Aboriginal. I need to open up the other videos for the first part where I talked about this. I think I did a good job. Yes. They always trying to say that the Aboriginal is from Africa, and so here we got proof that it was being disrespectful with others that, you know, he a silverhead meatball. Look, putting out everything but a black dude. And then the black dude that he do put out name is Lando. Lando. Like he the land. Like he an Otto Thompsonist. And so yeah, you know, they put their racist shit out there. Like, yeah, yo, y'all was a bunch of this and that when we came along. But we straightened y'all out and shit. But when you look at it, the evidence says that the evidence says that they the ones that's getting the ideas to further what they doing. So it's, you know what I mean? We're gonna have to work it out. We're gonna have to make some type of agreement. It's just not gonna be tonight because it's already 3 hours in and we're gonna have to do the rest for part 2, man. We're gonna have to do the rest for part 2. For time's sake, you know what I mean? We're gonna do the rest for part 2, man. So are the silver-haired people aliens? Shit, that motherfucking music. I fucked up. I don't know, man. It's just like I don't want to do it no more, man. We got we got 55. So this is it for the day, man. I learned that these are sections. So they definitely make movies about aliens. No, that's not good. Yeah, they definitely make movies about aliens. Are they aliens? We're gonna have to find out next time on Dragon Ball Z because that shit is over with, man. Shout out to all the real ones. Peace and salutes to y'all, man.